BodyBags, where horror lies.
Hey, I'm Sam. I'm your Thursday guy for BodyBags, and this week I am doing, for randoms, of course, The Exorcists. Came out last year. A lot of big names. Well, I say a lot of big names are in it. A good handful of big names are in this movie, but I'm only gonna name a couple. Well, actually, I'm only gonna name one because I'm sure that there's some other people that are on it that are like big name people, but I'm just not sure on like what they're from and whatnot. But the one guy that's like, what? He's in this? No way, dude, is in this. So let's go over what the movie's about and blah blah blah, right? Well, actually, pretext before I start talking about the movie. So I forget what the term is called, but the kind of movie that comes out that's basically a very low budget ripoff of a movie that's about to come out, kind of thing. So like you say, have like this big movie like In the Heart of the Sea come out, and then like, or like is gonna come out, and then you go to Walmart, you look and you see some like rip-off Moby Dick movie that's like, oh, silly whatever movie, right? That's what I was told about this movie, and what I kind of thought about this movie going into it was just that, oh, it's just one of those kind of movies, right? And it's like, maybe it will be, but I don't know, looking at what the movie's about, looking at the movie and then starting to watch the movie, it was like, something seems a lot different about this movie. Maybe it is, and you know, it's called The Exorcists. I wonder what the movie would rip off, right? It's supposed to be, you know, the new Exorcist movie, and you can definitely tell. Now, I haven't seen the new Exorcist movie, but I understand the idea that they're like, we need all the different religions and all their different kinds of exorcisms to get this demon out. And, you know, it ultimately doesn't work out, I guess. That's what I was told about the movie, right? But yeah, something just feels so different about this movie. I just don't know what yet. Well, I know what. I'm gonna tell you pretty soon. But let's talk about the movie now. The idea of the movie is that there's you know what? I'm just gonna read the back of this, even though I'm driving. I'm a crazy guy. When his child is possessed by an unreleasing evil, a father hires 3 expert exorcists to purge the demon and save his family before it's too late. But this demon is merely the gatekeeper to a true hellion that will be unleashed on Earth if the trio of exorcists fail. Oh no! So that's what the movie's about, and it's not that bad. I'm really like, I watched it and didn't think it was that bad. I guess if there's anything to actually kind of be like, okay, this is a bad thing about the movie, it's not even that it's bad, it's just, you know, whatever. The dialogue, right? How people say certain things that are said, how the movie kind of plays about, kind of seems really, right? But the reasons I want to go and be like, this movie feels very different than that kind of movie. Now, maybe when it's all said and done, it is, right? But a couple things. One, Pinhead is playing the main exorcist. What's his name? Doug Bradley. He plays the main exorcist, and it's like, I didn't know who he was. I've never seen Hellraiser, right? I just know that, oh yeah, Pinhead's one of the necromites, whatever they're called. I don't know. And I went on IMDb, and you know, I was like, oh, it's the main guy. Let's see. Oh my God, it's Pinhead, right? He's playing an exorcist. Let's go. You already know it's gonna be great. So it's like, I get it's probably that kind of movie, but like, how? How can you go and say that kind of movie when you bring a big guy like him on? Or maybe he's not that big anymore, right? But just that's crazy. They must have, I don't know, everything must have just came together perfectly, right? No way. I need to get a commentary on this movie, you know? I need to know how things happened, because this is what? I can't believe it. I don't believe it. But I have to believe it because it happened. Anyway, he's in it, and there's a few other actors that are in it that are like, oh, cool. There was an actor in it that I thought was in one of the new Halloween movies, the first one. So there's like the two young couples, right? There's the one that goes to party, and the other one's the babysitting. The one that's babysitting, the guy in that relationship, I thought he was in this movie, but I don't think he was. That, or I was looking at the wrong person on IMDb. I didn't thoroughly check, so I could just be screwing up with that one. It could be him. It looks like him, but I don't think it is him ultimately. So let's just talk about like the movie itself, right? I think you kind of have to go into it if you want to get the best mindset of the movie. Probably what? Oh, dude. This car was just stopped in the middle of the road and then slowly backed into a thing and is about to drive away because he made a mistake and had to make a U-turn. Crazy people, I swear. And I thought I was crazy for reading this, you know, while driving. It's probably, I don't know. Anyway, if you want to, like, the best kind of mindset going into this movie, probably, well, that's a poor way of saying it. I don't know how to go and say it, what I'm trying to say. So I'm just gonna say it like something else. Going into it as a Christian, and it's like a huge Christian thing, right? Exorcists. Whenever you're gonna go watch an Exorcist movie, you gotta. Whenever there's a movie called The Exorcist, you gotta have like a priest, right? And he's gotta exorcise the demon, right? Blah blah blah, right? So that's why that new Exorcist movie is really like, are you serious right now? Because they're like, oh, the religion's like, come on, dude. You're not even trying. This, I would say, does a very much better job with that. And that being, the three priests. There's the two Catholic priests, and then the third one is a female priest, which is like, really? But is Baptist, so it makes more sense now. Which is basically Protestant, right? There's like the three different branches of Christianity. There's Catholicism, Orthodox, and Protestantism. And like Protestantism is like, it's like if you have one of those glass pictures that you would see in like a church, right? Mural or whatever. I don't know what it's called. And if you like dropped it on the ground and you have like a bunch of like millions of different things. Some of them are accurate, some of them are not, right? Some of them get the picture, but some of them don't. That's what Protestantism is. And baptism is one of the bigger ones, but like, it has like a key problem. It's like, oh, is it really? Right? Anyway. I liked how they had the two different types of Christianity, because I know there's some Exorcist movies out there where it's like a Protestant doing it, and it's like, really interesting, because whenever you watch an Exorcist movie, it's like a Catholic doing it, right? A Catholic priest. But like it could be like a Protestant doing an Orthodox guy doing it, right? It's just I don't know how that would play out, because I've never really seen it in a movie. Now, I think there's a specific movie out there that is like a Protestant. I forget what it's called, though. It's one of those, like, The Exorcist of this character kind of movie title. I think. I forget sometimes, right? Oh, that's tough. Sorry. Back to what I was trying to say. And you know how the movie ends up kind of going about. It's like, it kind of makes sense, right? It would make sense if the guy doing it was like, you know, it feels like a Christian directing this movie. That's what it felt like. But I went on IMDb and looked at what the director had done before, and like the producers, and like the producer, like the main one, the executive. I can't talk anymore. Executive producer. He did a bunch of like smaller indie stuff like Sharknado. And it's not indie, but you know, it's the small stuff that's like, okay. He did like Sharknado and stuff like that. The director, well, I don't remember the names, but looking at the posters are like, ooh, really? I don't know about that theory. Now, given, you know, people change in time, so maybe that guy's a Christian now or whatever. He just wasn't 10 years ago kind of thing, right? It's possible. But I don't know, I really liked watching him. And I liked the Exorcists, right? There's this one scene that I thought was great because it just felt like it's such a really nice scene. And I say nice scene, but like, it's just, you know, it's one of those things that you see in like a Scooby-Doo thing that was like, oh, that's kind of funny. That being, so it's near the end of the movie. There's like 3 characters left. The two Catholic priests, and then this third doctor, scientific kind of thing, right? And they're like, oh, we gotta get out of here, we gotta go, right? And the 2 priests are talking to each other as they're walking. The ones, you know, like, we gotta stay with the girl, blah, 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 because we gotta make sure she stays safe and alive, blah, 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 right? And, like, as they're kind of, not bickering, but as they're, like, talking about it, some possessed people gotta come out of nowhere and just take the girl, you know, the doctor character, and then, like, they're just still walking, they didn't notice it. And so by the time they did notice, it's like 15 seconds had passed by, and it's like, oh, well, you know what? In real life, she's dead. But since it's a movie, she's still alive. And, I'm not going to spoil how the movie ends itself, but I guess what I'm trying to say... Oh. Boy. Dude, I... Ah! Oh! I suck at driving. Let's go. I almost... Whew, that was not good. Okay, just to sum it all up. I'm Sam. I'm your Thursday guy for BodyBags. I did The Exorcists. I'm gonna actually give it a 7.5 out of 10. Because here's the thing, dialogue can kind of suck in a movie sometimes, but whenever I'm watching a movie, that's not my main, like, if there's bad dialogue, it's gonna be the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. I'll be like, you know, maybe it'd be silly or funny, or, you know, it's just, it feels more, maybe it can feel natural a little bit, not trying to force it or anything, but, yeah, 7.5. I really like it. And if it is that kind of movie that I was talking about before, where it's like, you know, the main movie comes out and then this is like a rip-off, cheap budget one, it did a great job, I think. But, you know, I don't really think so. I mean, the movie on the poster says, based on a terrifying true story. Sure, buddy. Sure it is. See, it says right there. Based on the blah, 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 blah. Sure. But, yeah. I think you should watch it. For sure. You should watch it. I think you'll like it. And maybe you won't, right? But maybe you will. I say give it a chance. It's about an hour and 20. A little over 20. Now to find it, I found this at Walmart, and I think, well, yes, I have this, right? I have this copy, but there's two places you could go watch it. You could go to Amazon and watch it for $3, renting it, or you can go on YouTube and find it. I might try to have the YouTube link on the bottom if I get to that, but yeah, I think you should watch it. It's, it's an hour 20. There were no commercials, I don't think. It's just, I suppose there's there's the first 30, the middle 30, and the last 30. The first 30, not that it's slow, but it's that's where all the main, dialogue, kind of is, if you're that kind of person. But anyway, I'll see y'all next week. Goodbye.